Hey YouTube, back with another Q&A video for you. I already got a bunch of questions on the Facebook fan page pretty quickly this time. If you're new to these, then check out the description. There'll be a link to the Facebook fan page post where you can ask questions and I'll answer them right here on the YouTube channel. So let's, where'd we leave off? Here we go, another one from Bob. Are you ever going to do a Big Planet Side 2 stream for your next subscriber goal? I don't even know what my next subscriber goal is. I guess it would be 20,000. I mean, like, I didn't really set a goal, and I don't know what Planet Side 2 is, so no, I'm probably not going to do a Planet Side 2 stream. Oh, next one's a long one. Let me click see more. Slushner. Pretty sure that's a... Oh yeah, it's a fake account. Slushner HD. I think it's for a YouTube channel. MDB, have you ever considered using a separate room for your recording? I was wondering why you were still in your bedroom. Now you are making more IRL videos in real life, I assume that stands for, videos such as Q&As and updates, etc. I think it would make your job a whole lot easier having set up your own office in the comfort of your own home. You could put up posters on the wall behind you and decorate how you want without your wardrobe and bed getting in the way. No, that wouldn't be more comfortable. Separate room for recording. Well, first of all, that's assuming I have a separate room that I could possibly set up and record in, which I don't. I don't think it would be a lot easier or more comfortable at all. In fact, like, my bed's right there. I can just roll out of bed in the morning, get straight in my computer chair right here, and get straight to work. It's quite convenient. It's not a whole lot easier. No, I actually have a very nicely sized room that I'm set up in here in terms of you don't get any echo or anything. It's got enough stuff in it. My wardrobe doesn't get in the way because I don't have a wardrobe. I just have a laundry basket that I use. My bed, it gets in the way a little, I guess, but it's not really a big deal. And as far as, like, making videos where you can see the webcam and everything, like, I stream with the webcam on sometimes if I do, like, New Vegas or whatever, Fallout New Vegas. I don't think it's really that big a deal, honestly. I mean, in the future, when I move out, I'm probably gonna have my computer set up in, probably set up in its own small room just because I want to find a small room to soundproof so I could record at any time of day without disturbing anyone. But yeah, and plus, like, posters to put up the wall behind you and decorate it. I don't have any posters or anything. It's more money spent on stuff that's just cosmetics. I don't need that. Alright, next question. Do you like tacos if you've ever tried them? Homemade ones are good. Alright, we got another long one here. Scroll. I really hate that you can't over-scroll on Facebook. It's annoying because now I gotta, like, look down a lot. I don't like that. Yenny asks, hello Madurai, this is my first time asking a question. I watched a decent amount of your videos for maybe a year now. Where are my glasses? My, I don't know why, my eyes are bugging out on me a little bit. I'll take these off when I'm actually answering the question part, because I know it's probably gonna glare and reflect. This is my first time asking, eyes adjusting. This is my first time asking a question. I've watched a decent amount of your videos for maybe a year now, and made my share of comments. I'm not sure if you remember, but I'm the one who commented about how I was made fun of in school for pronouncing color as color, but anyway, making this longer than it needs to be. I'll pause right there. I've had a lot of people comment that, so I wish I could pick you out and remember your username from that, but a lot of people have said that. My question is, have you drawn before or ever wanted to? I don't want to assume the answer because of your condition, so I figured why not ask. I hope you have an awesome day, and I can't wait for more Let's Plays and Creepypasta. P.S. I miss Flash Trash. What's up with that? What's up with that? I'd like to assume that you were doing that in the Hurricane's voice. From, WWE. No, I don't draw. Cerebral palsy, I can't draw. I can't even, like, print words on paper properly. It's so illegible that I can't even read it, so... no, I don't draw. And for what's up with, Flash Trash, you miss Flash Trash, Brandon and I tend to record Flash Trash in massive chunks. The problem is that as much as we love recording Flash Trash and everything, it takes up a lot of time to do because he needs to beat the game. Like I send him the game because I have it bookmarked. I haven't played the game at all. I just bookmark a game that the name seems like it might be good for the show. I send it to Brandon when we're in a Skype call. He starts playing it. We need to wait for him to beat the game, and that's assuming he doesn't like. And then he needs to decide, is this game going to be good for the show? So he has to beat the game. Some games have ridiculous puzzles that he has to look up and hope there's an answer online for. He beats the game, and if he decides that it's good enough for the show, then we immediately record the game. This whole process can take a long time, and we tend to mass record these, just spend a few hours recording so many episodes in a row. But because I'm also doing a Let's Play with him right now, we don't have a whole lot of free time on which we're not recording that. And, you know, he works a nearly full-time job and everything. I'm working my own full-time job, but it's with this channel, so I make time to record. So Flash Trash often gets sidelined like that, where we'll get 2 months straight of Flash Trash episodes every weekend, and then you won't see it again for 2 months. It unfortunately happens a lot. I'm gonna try and get to record some more Flash Trash with Brandon soon, but hey, if you find a Flash game that you think would be good for the show, just inbox it over to Brandon. If you go into any given Flash Trash video, check out the description, and it'll link you to Brandon's channel where you can inbox him with a link to the game that you want us to do, and he'll check it out and see if it's good for the show. Thomas asks, do you have a YouTube partner down here in the States? And if no, would you like one that would work without pay a part of your pay? I'm going to assume that this comes through from a confusion of language. I think he's misconstruing what YouTube partner means, so I'm going to explain it. YouTube partner is kind of an outdated term as of the last few years. Back in the day, what a YouTube partner was, it was this way for maybe 4 years. If you wanted to make money on YouTube, because you couldn't make money on YouTube for a long time, but if you wanted to make money on YouTube in the time when it became available, you had to get a partnership with YouTube itself. That is where you put out a product that they like a lot, and you're getting enough views. Like Fred had this, I think. A lot of big people like that. Rayliam Johnson probably had it. Smosh had it. Where YouTube itself would basically sponsor you and put advertisements on your channel, and you would get a measly cut of that money. Video games were not eligible at all for this for a long time. Because although it's not a legal gray area, and a lot of companies want you to believe it is, YouTube will not touch gaming at all, because they don't want that shit falling on them, because, again, some crazy companies will think that they can sue people for that, and they'll try and blame YouTube for it, instead of going after the individual, which YouTube really should be protecting us, but you know how YouTube is. So for a long time, that is the only way you could do it, and that was a YouTube partner. Then it came into the era which it is still in, which it will likely stay in, where other companies can now partner people and represent them. So basically, YouTube washes his hands of it and says, this company is taking the cut of your profits, and we're getting a slight cut of their profits, and they are legally representing you. So if someone were to get sued, it would be that company. You know, that company would be battling for you, not YouTube. So YouTube washes their hands of it. Now you can do video game stuff. And in fact, video game stuff is the highest earning stuff on YouTube now. People still called it YouTube partners for a little while, just mostly people who weren't partners, who didn't really understand the changeover. We just call it being a partner now, usually, like being a partner with a network is what you would call it, or signing with a network, where they legally represent you. And then since a year ago when they had the big controversy where a lot of networks pulled their support for people but kept taking money, like Fullscreen did to me, and again, I'm leaving Fullscreen on June 27th, when that whole controversy happened, it became a thing of like, some will protect you and some won't. There's no advantage to signing with a lot of these companies. It's in a strange area right now, but yeah, I think you're misunderstanding what YouTube partner means. I think what Thomas is asking is, would you want someone to work for you or work with you who lives in the States and would basically do editing or something like that for you for no pay. Like if someone wanted to basically like help me with work, or if they wanted to like upload on my channel to like cover certain days or something. Well, first of all, I don't have someone who does that. When you say down here in the States, like, I have friends I work with a lot. Like, you know, you see What a Geek and Shally all the time on PTCP Plays, and you see all kinds of people on the Pass the Controller Please streams. What a Geek lives in the States. He doesn't particularly help me with work in terms of, like, he's not, like, we're not editing things together. We're not, like, teaming up on editing projects or anything. But he helps me in that, you know, he's a big part of my show. So, kind of, yes, and he doesn't get paid for that. What he's, like, I would love to pay people who came on my show for stuff like that, because they're taking time out of their days to do it. I would love to pay people for that, but I don't have enough money to support myself off this thing. Once I am making decent money, then yeah, I could start giving people a cut. And if I would like someone to come in and, like, help with stuff, not really. Entirely because at this point in time, I don't feel particularly overwhelmed. I have a lot of work to do, and I work on this full time, but I'm handling it just fine, you know? There are projects that having other people to help with could speed up, but the problem I'm thinking about is it would lose my editing style doing that, because it wouldn't be me doing all of the editing. And the stuff that I'm slowed down on are the things that require heavy editing, not like the Let's Play stuff. So, would I want someone to come in without pay to help with that? Maybe at some point in time, but even then, if it came to the point in time in which I needed help with that, I would likely rather pay them. Next, Lewis asks, what do you think of the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One? I don't own either. I've researched a lot into them. The PlayStation 4 seems like a pretty good system, and the Xbox One seems like a defective piece of shit, just like the Xbox 360. Xbox 360 often lasts less than a year before it died. My NES was built in 1985 and still works. Still works. Just fine. My Nintendo Entertainment System, 1985. PlayStation 360s often last less than a year. It's insane. And the Xbox One, fucking, when Video Games Awesome bought their Xbox One, they had a pre-release Xbox One with the logo on it and everything that says, like, you are a supporter, you are a first-day buyer. They bought that. The ports in the back connecting to the fucking Kinect were broken, so they had to return it and get a new one that wasn't a special edition, because their fucking console didn't work. It's not a very good system. It's a weirdly weak system for a weirdly high price for what's in it. It doesn't have great exclusive games for it, none that I'm interested in at least, and none that many people I know are interested in. I don't like the shape of the controller, but I guess that's subjective. The Kinect is a flaming pile of shit that barely functions. The fucking Kinect voice commands are atrocious. The menus on the Xbox One are ugly and inconvenient. The whole thing is just a fucking mess. Their PR department were falling over themselves. They had a PR nightmare with how horribly they were dealing with things with the always online shit that they managed to turn off before they released the console after public backlash, but they were still assholes about it. And they're just now making it so people don't need Kinects after forcing it down your throats. When you buy an Xbox One, for the longest time, it was $50 more expensive because it came with a Kinect. That's a large portion of money for something you're never going to use because it's a hunk of shit. Xbox One is terrible, but the PS4 is a decent console, it's fine. Fun fact, my PlayStation 3 that I play quite often, I only bought that like 6 months ago. I basically bought it when the PS4 was coming out because it was super cheap. I got a first edition, so it still plays PS1 and PS2 games, which I have a lot of, and it's fun. I can go up in my capture card, I play it through my computer monitor, I can stream it to you guys, I can do all kinds of stuff. It's fun, I love it. I have my Wii. I love the Wii. I want to get the Wii U once I have some disposable cash that I'm not spending on the show for things like microphones and stuff. Once I have some spare cash, I'm probably going to get a Wii U and Monster Hunter, and then me and Brandon are going to play a bunch of Monster Hunter. Maybe we'll stream that. That'll be fun. So yeah, if you want to talk about it, like the way I always look at it is, for the last few generations at least, or last two generations, considering this one and the previous one, people always say like it's like Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony are like all competing. I don't think Nintendo's competing is the thing. Nintendo, they do great on sales, although the Wii U's not doing nearly as good as they expected. It's still awesome console. The sales are starting to really pick up now, though. PlayStation 4 and Xbox One are always, like Microsoft and Sony are always competing for video game consoles. They're always competing for exclusives. They're directly, like, their consoles are very similar. They have a lot of the same titles. They're always trying to compete with each other, whereas Nintendo just kind of does its own thing. It's part of the same generation, but it does its own thing, and I really appreciate that. The way I really look at these consoles is, if you're a big gamer and you're big into console games, I'm more of a PC gamer guy, as you can tell, but if you're into consoles, it's not like, am I gonna get a Wii U, a PS4, or an Xbox One? It's, am I gonna get a PS4 or an Xbox One, and do I also want a Wii U? Because it's almost like its own genre of stuff, you know? I love it. So, like, what would I do? Like, if I had the money, I'd be picking up a Wii U and a PlayStation 4. Last question here by... Ooh, this is gonna be a difficult one. Rezo Leon? Hope I'm getting that right. Have you ever considered to be an English major? You're very good at spotting typos, plot holes, and all sorts of errors in creepypasta specifically. I'm gonna chalk this one up to another error of language. Have I ever considered to be an English major? I think you mean an English teacher. Because an English major would just mean I majored in English in college or university. Which would mean I'm a student. Have you ever considered to be a student of English? I'm going to assume you meant teacher, because being a student of English because I'm good at English doesn't make sense to me. No, I don't want to be a teacher. Just simply being good at picking out typos and plot holes. Like, there's so much more to being an English teacher than that. And as for the probably unintentional question of do I want to be an English major in college or university, no, I really don't like school. I did all of high school and I did all of elementary school and everything. I never went to post-secondary, originally because I didn't have the money, and I still don't have the money. I'm pretty poor. I live well below the poverty line, so I don't have the money to do that. But what I basically decided by the end of high school is I fucking hate school. I even took the optional grade 13. I took a semester of the optional grade 13 here in Canada, which let me take some extra courses. I took 3 extra courses just to see, like, what else can I get out of high school? And basically what I learned is, like, there are things I love in it, and there are things I hate in it, but overall, I don't like school. I don't learn much from school. It's not the kind of way I learn. I learn best when I'm on my own researching. So, I don't want to do post-secondary. Plus, I'm working at home with my YouTube channel, so I don't need post-secondary. I'm my own employer. It's my self-made business, you know? So that's the last question. If you guys want to ask me any questions to be answered on the show, check out the description where there will be a link. There will. That is a statement that I fuck up so often, and I say it like every week in the creepypasta readings. Mouth's getting dry. In the description where there'll be a link to I almost said the creepypasta section of my forum. Holy shit, I'm just in creepypasta mode now. There'll be a link to the Facebook fan page post where you can send your questions and I'll answer them on the show like this. I almost said live on the show. This isn't live, this is pre-recorded. So, yeah. Until next time, have a nice day.